Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel. I'm your host, ArmaniTalks. In this channel, I'm covering communication skills for you to level up your way with words, become much more articulate. In today's episode, we're entering the world of public speaking, and we're going to be breaking down why certain speakers get booed. This is a fear that a lot of speakers have. They worry too much about whether or not the audience is going to like them. Let's say they're over here entertaining this fear for long enough. Eventually what's going to happen is they're going to say, yes, the audience is not going to like me. And if they do not like me, then they're going to boo me. And booing is expressing a strong disapproval of a speaker. One of the first times I've seen a speaker get booed in a very vicious manner was the actor Michael Richards. Have you heard of him? If you haven't heard of him, I'm sure you've heard of the character that he played. He was Kramer from Seinfeld. And roughly around 2006 to 2007, there was this one day when Michael was performing at a comedy club, and there was a segment of the audience that kept talking during his bit. In the beginning, he was somewhat patient, but as the show began to progress on, what happened was he snapped. It's one thing if he just roasted the hecklers, but he didn't do that. Instead, he's over here calling them the N-word. He's talking about nooses. He's being highly racist, and he's leaving a bunch of people in shock. After that tirade, he starts to hear a flood of boos. And this is what a lot of us see in terms of people that get booed. It's typically going to be comedians or high-profile celebrities. In Michael Richards' case, the reason that he got booed was because he had a polarized message that was not suited for the audience. Heck, he was being disrespectful. That's one reason a lot of speakers get booed. But another time a speaker gets booed is when they don't say a single word. There was this viral clip of Elon Musk showing up to a Dave Chappelle comedy special. As soon as Elon Musk is shown, he is getting booed by the audience. He didn't even say a word. Why is he getting booed like that? For Elon's case, it's because he's a public figure who sparks emotions in others. A person who is loved by many is also hated by many. And this is what I've noticed. Comedians are often getting booed a lot, while if you're not really a comedian or a high-profile individual, you're not going to most likely get booed. But let's dive a little bit deeper. Why else do people get booed? I've noticed that people often feel, let's say you're an audience member, you feel as though you can get away with expressing strong disapproval towards a speaker when the audience is large and when it is highly informal of an atmosphere. Have you ever seen a teacher get booed off stage? I haven't. Why not? I mean, a lot of the times they're expressing a message that I don't like. They're over here giving me a C when I should have gotten an A. And they're doing this to a lot of other students. So why isn't this teacher getting booed? It's because they are in a very formal situation. And if you're going to a Toastmasters, if you're presenting at school or something like that, there's certain rules in place. There's certain ideas of, hey, the speaker behaves this way and the audience behaves this way. This is a formal situation. Informal is when the rules are not really being enforced, aka back to the Michael Richards example, a comedy club. Most of these comedy clubs out there, they're very informal. I mean, there's rules, but no one is really enforcing them. There's a lot of alcohol that's flowing around, very informal as a whole. This sets up for booing. Not only that, the audience really needs to be scaled as well. Let's have this thought experiment real quick. Let's imagine that you are going to be in an audience of 8 folks. Okay, just 8 folks, And the speaker that's coming to speak to you is highly polarizing, where they're going to say certain ideas that will offend 8 of you folks. Are you 8 really going to boo this speaker? Not really, because it's such a little amount of people. If, let's say, 3 people from the 8 are showing disapproval by saying, boo, these 3 are actually going to look silly. I just want you to imagine this real quick. Like just 3 people from 8 individuals only booing, it doesn't look right. The audience needs to be scaled. When Elon got booed, there were a lot of people in the audience. When Michael Richards got booed, there were a lot of people in the audience. And the reason why is because people don't like to be labeled for doing something primal. They like to melt into the group identity. And whenever booing is happening, it's as though a civil person melts into the group identity and now they feel brave and then they let the speaker have it. So booing typically happens in informal situations and scaled audiences. So if you're one of these speakers that is highly nervous about getting booed off stage, for the most part, unless you're a comedian, a polarized celebrity, your fear is way blown out of proportion, and you should just take some time to calm and relax. The best speakers out there do get booed every now and then, but it's very rare. I mean, it's when they have a strong message that does not resonate with this audience at all. Maybe their message is right, but the audience is wrong, or maybe their message is a tad bit harsh and the audience is not really resonating with that. But these are outlier cases for the most part. Unless you are doing a very polarized political message, the likelihood of you getting booed is very minuscule. You just need to relax and focus more on the message. And this is how your speech anxiety will eventually fade away. Good luck on your talk. If you enjoyed today's talk and you want to learn more about public speaking and the psychology behind it, be sure to check out my book, Speaking Wizard. Within this book, you will learn more about brainstorming a speech, practicing a speech, delivering it in a way where you're not getting booed left and right, plus plenty of other topics. Check out the Speaking Wizard in the link in the description box, the pinned comment, or go on ArmaniTalks.com and grab your copy today. Thank you very much for joining the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel, and I'll catch you next time.